if you wake up in the morning feeling like you were hit by a truck, if your first thought to hearing your alarm ring is 5 more minutes, please, I'm begging you, or if you've convinced yourself that you're just not a morning person, even though you scroll on TikTok every single night until your soul leaves your body, then listen, girl, because I've got tea for you. Your morning routine, or the lack thereof, is ruining your whole life, and you're not even realizing it. The truth is that mornings are not supposed to be aesthetic. You don't have to have a perfectly aesthetic, Pinterest-worthy morning routine in order to have a good morning. A good morning, a perfect morning even, is about setting your brain up for success so that you don't feel anxious, stressed, and overwhelmed from the second you wake up. Let me tell you, I've been there. If you snooze every single time your alarm rings, you're just setting yourself up to be stressed because then you don't have enough time to get ready. If the first thing you grab is your phone and you're scrolling through Instagram and TikTok first thing in the morning, then you're already preparing your brain to not be able to focus later on because you've just hit it with so much dopamine from that fast scrolling right in the morning. And if your whole morning routine is messy and is not making you feel calm and relaxed and prepared, then your whole day is gonna stay the same. I used to wake up tired, irritated, dreading the morning, and I used to have to rush out the door in 30 minutes because I would always oversleep. I would always just grab a quick snack on the go. Sometimes I wouldn't even have time for a quick snack. The problem was at work there was literally nothing around to get a quick snack, so then I would have no food for the whole day, just cookies I had stashed at work. Of course my whole day would feel like a disaster, and then I would wonder oh my god, why does it feel like this? I don't know. Guess what? The problem was me, and I thought that I just wasn't that girl, and so of course I cannot have that morning. However, I was so wrong because it works the other way around. You first build your morning routine in a way that is aligned to you and in a way that you actually feel good when you're doing it, and then you become that organized person that has her life together. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the morning routine, the basics of my morning that literally changed my life. It let me go from being constantly overwhelmed the whole day because I had just started my day in such a mess to doing things in one day that past me wouldn't have been able to do in a week because I'm organized and I start my day with peace and alignment. First step, you need to fix your bedtime. And you might not give a shit about science, but I'm here to tell you that science is sometimes important. There's scientific evidence that shows that when you go to bed at a fixed time every night, you wake up at a fixed time every day. So every single day, let's say you go to bed at 11 p.m. and you wake up at 7, you have better sleep than if one day you go to bed at 10 p.m., the next day at 1 a.m., the day after that at 11 p.m. Your circadian rhythm, which is kind of like your body's internal clock, actually works better when you have kind of a fixed schedule. And I'm sorry to tell you, but if you go to bed like a feral raccoon, if you're just in your bed for 5 hours before you go to sleep, you're scrolling, you're snacking in your bed, you're not taking your makeup off, you have your outside clothes on in your bed, it should be criminal, then how are you gonna have a good morning? It's literally impossible. You need to set a bedtime for yourself and say, okay, at 10 p.m. you're gonna be in bed. That ensures that for the hour you can still read a little bit, you can journal, you have enough time to fall asleep, but you're gonna be asleep by 11. And you need to do this consistently because if you're consistent about this, your circadian rhythm adapts and you will sleep better. What matters is not only how much you sleep, but also when you go to sleep and how consistent you are with that timing. I wasn't a morning person either, so I completely understand how it feels. That doesn't mean that you can never be a morning person. That doesn't mean that you are just stuck not enjoying your mornings forever. You can build a morning routine that fits your lifestyle. It's gonna feel like your thing that really energizes you and it makes you feel ready for the day. And as a result, your whole day is also gonna get better. Also, when you're going to bed, put away your phone. Put it on the other side of the room. What I always do is I leave my phone somewhere and then I go to my bed and I read there and I journal. I have my journal next to my bed. If I feel like journaling, I'm gonna journal. I don't have a set routine, but my rule is no phone in my bed. I'm not scrolling in bed. I'm just letting myself wind down in peace and actually fall asleep so I can get a good night of sleep. If you always feel like you need to scroll until 2 a.m. until you fall asleep and you say, well, I cannot go to sleep without my phone, you don't have a morning routine problem. You have a dopamine problem. You are addicted to your phone. And surprise, that is not good. Do your best to put that phone away before you go to sleep. You would be surprised how interesting books and low dopamine activities can be when you're actually committing to them. It can be really fun to just journal. It can be really fun to read a book. You can read a fiction book. You don't need to scroll. You don't need to use this mind-numbing activity as a way for you to be able to sleep. If you enjoyed this video and you want to become your best self, make sure to subscribe because that's literally what my whole channel is all about. And if you want to join a a community of like-minded women who support each other in becoming their best selves, join the waitlist through the link down below. This is the one habit that changed my energy and honestly my whole routine and my whole productivity throughout the day. And it is working out consistently. Bestie, I'm not telling you to run a marathon every single day by sunrise. I am telling you that you need to move your body. Even if it's for 5 minutes, move your body. Get out of bed, do some stretching if you want. You can dance around, put on your favorite playlist, dance around for 5 minutes. In my book, that counts as moving your body. There might be fitness pros out there telling you that, oh my God, you need to work out for 2 hours and you need to lift your body weight for it to actually be considered a real workout. No, I am not about the hustle culture, and I'm gonna tell you honestly, doing 5 minutes of light exercise like stretching, walking, dancing around is way better than doing nothing, and it's actually gonna make a difference. It makes you feel so good. I always feel so good when I manage to move my body before I have to go to work or to university or have to just sit down at my desk and do like 8 hours of work just staring at a screen. It makes you feel so good. And this doesn't mean you have to do a really intense workout and you need to run a marathon before 5 a.m. This means take something that is doable for you, that is enjoyable for you, and do it. And if you, for instance, you plan on doing 3 weightlifting sessions a week because that's what you want to do for your workouts. However, one day you wake up with cramps. One day you have a lot of things to do at work and you actually want to leave earlier and you don't have enough time. Don't stress yourself out over that. It is completely fine on that day to just do 5 minutes of stretching at home. Put on a YouTube video, look for like 5-minute stretching routine or 5-minute ab exercises, whatever it is you want to do. It is totally fine to do the bare minimum if you just don't have the energy one day. Also, if you're in the habit of skipping breakfast, stop. You don't need a really fancy breakfast. I actually studied nutritional science. I have a full-on bachelor's degree in this. And one of the things that are being said on the internet a lot is that if you skip your breakfast, you're gonna become a skinny queen. And that is so false. Like, where does this come from? Where's the scientific evidence for it? I don't see it. You need to eat. You need to give your brain energy for the day. If you don't eat and you go to work hungry and you do a bunch of things hungry, your hormones and your body will hate you for it. If you don't feel like eating a really heavy breakfast, grab some oats, grab some fruit and yogurt. That's totally fine. You can choose what you have for breakfast, just don't skip it entirely. Also, try not to just grab a donut on the go. I don't think I have to tell you that that is not healthy. Even if you're on the go and you're in a rush, just cut up some fruit, put it in a little container, bring it with you, snack on that. If you want something savory, cut up some carrot sticks, eat it with some hummus. Make a little sandwich. It doesn't need to be a breakfast that takes you 40 minutes to just make and is like super Pinterest aesthetic. It's not about that. It's about feeding your body because you need energy. Let me tell you, I used to sometimes go to the gym without eating because it was really early in the morning and I was just honestly too lazy to prep anything. I would wonder why the world was spinning and was black after I did a set of squats. And if you think, well, that is normal, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's a sign that you probably need to eat before you go to work out. It's not a good thing. The world is spinning, but you shouldn't be able to feel that. If the first thing you do in the morning is go onto TikTok, congratulations. You've ruined your brain's attention span. You've already activated negative feelings of comparing yourself to other people online. Girl, let me tell you, because I would have needed to hear this desperately. Going onto your phone in the morning is one of the worst things you can do for yourself. You need at least 30 minutes of no using your phone. For sure, your friends are gonna be fine if you don't text them back first thing in the morning. They're also gonna be fine if you don't respond to the 10,000 reels they've sent you during the night. Also, TikTok is still gonna be there 30 minutes after you wake up. Not that I'm saying you should go onto TikTok 30 minutes after you woke up. However, it's better to do it then than to do it first thing when you wake up. Some things to do instead of scrolling. Getting ready, brushing your teeth for instance. Making yourself a nice little breakfast, a little tea, a little coffee, a little water. Drinking water, hydrating. Looking outside the window, getting some fresh air. Going outside for 5 minutes, taking a little walk, or going out onto your balcony and just breathing for 2 seconds. Meditating for 5 minutes. Journaling for 5 minutes. Bonus points if you use my journal, which is gonna help guide your transformation of becoming your best self. Link down below. Research shows that your brain is really sensitive in the first minutes after waking up, which is why it is so important what you do right when you wake up. You have the choice of scrolling, for instance, which obviously is not good. It's even worse when it's first thing in the morning, but you could also do things that will actually help you improve your life. For instance, by visualizing, saying affirmations, meditating, journaling, taking a look at your vision board, going over your goals for the current year, month, or week. You could actually reap the positive benefits of your brain being in a sensitive state where it's actually ready to receive a lot of information and will internalize that information better. Your morning is where you can create your future identity and set the basis to become the best version of yourself. It's literally a way to train your brain to focus on your goals, on your potential, and to become the best version of yourself. Regardless of what you choose to do in those first 5 minutes, choose something that feels good to you, but it's a non-negotiable to do at least one thing that's good for your brain and that will help you become the best version of yourself. And one of the last things that I can tell you as a piece of advice to have for your morning routine, and this is gonna be really personal. I have avoided giving really exact advice because people wake up at different times. People have different needs. People have different preferences even for what to do and when to do those things. But one piece of advice I can still give you is doing something that you enjoy doing. I, for instance, I absolutely love reading or journaling and drinking my coffee in that time. So that's something I'm gonna try always implement in my morning routine, regardless of how busy I am or how little time I have. Choose something that you actually look forward to. For instance, this might be your skincare routine or your makeup routine or a certain song or a playlist that you love. Could be moving. It could be making a tea or a coffee. Choose something that you will always incorporate into your morning routine because it makes you really feel good when you wake up. It makes you look forward to that thing, and that is really important. Your morning routine shouldn't feel like a chore. It shouldn't feel like a to-do list with 10,000 things that you need to tick off before you go out and actually have to get more stuff done. And with that being said, go out there and build a morning routine you absolutely love and that will change your life. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. And if you're looking to prep for the new year, click on this video.